Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to see the language reference for Arduino UNO and ESP32, that is nothing but Node MCU. The reason why I mentioned both in this single video lecture is for both we are going to perform the Arduino programming itself. Then nothing but in Arduino IDE only we are going to perform. But while selecting the boards, for Arduino, we will select as Arduino UNO. For this one, we will select as Node MCU for ESP32. And one more thing is that uh, for this Arduino UNO, if you want internet connection, we require the extra shielding, nothing but extra peripheral device, whereas here inbuilt shield is present. Yes, that anyhow we will discuss in the next lecture. But coming to the programming and all, everything is same. But the only difference comes is here you can see the digital pins and analog pins in case of Arduino. But whereas in ESP32, that is nothing but our node MCU, all the pins which are present are GPIO pins, nothing but general purpose input output pins, and those all are completely digital pins. Remember that one. So now let us see the language differences for both the boards. Yes, guys, here you can see Arduino programming language differences, but that is nothing but similarly for Node MCU, as both are programmed in the Arduino IDE. Way of program is same, but only while declaring pins. In case of Arduino, based on that board, we will give the pin values, and for Node MCU, there are going to be different pin values, which we have already discussed. And now we are going to see the language differences. Just yes. In language differences, we are going to have four types. First is functions, second variables, third structure, and next this is code structure. Now let us come one by one. Yes, programming anyhow you have already seen in the Arduino UNO playlist, and if not, you must and should first complete the Arduino UNO playlist in order to understand this complete IoT thing, because without that knowledge you can't perform here anything. It is not even a 1% you can understand this one if you don't know about the Arduino UNO connections and all. So firstly, after completing this video, you complete the playlist at least for few sensors you watch. Then you can come how the functions are performing, what's the functionality, how we need to give connections. So that from here you can completely relate it to IoT, nothing but internet connection and all. So now let me come one by one. Yes, in the references, the first part is functions. And for digital input and output, we are having the functions digital read, digital write, and pin mode. Same for node MCU also, but for setting, once we set the pin to be input or output, for Arduino, if it is analog, we will give from A0 to A5, we will represent. If it is digital, we will represent from 0 to 13, that is nothing but as 14 digital pins are present for Arduino. Whereas for Node MCU, we will represent as D1, D2, D3, D4 and so on, based on the number of digital GPIO pins. Next, coming to analog input output, we are having analog read function and analog write function. Reference function we are not going to use anyhow. And coming to bits and bytes conversion and all, we are going to use only bit function. Yes, coming to math functions similar to C, C++, and Python, and in different programming languages, we are having one is that's nothing but like absolute difference. We can use this one, nothing but only the difference we are considering, not we ignore whether it is positive or negative. For such cases, we will use ABS function, nothing but absolute difference. Next is mapping function, map we use for getting maximum max, for minimum min. For getting power of something we'll use power function. For getting square we use SQ function. For getting square root we use SQRT function. And next here you can see some advanced functions. Yes, pulsing is used in case of ultrasonic sensor because based on echo we are going to calculate the distance measurement and all. All the functions are not required, guys. Remember, only we are going to make use of some of the functions. Yes. Next, coming to year time. Here you can see delay microseconds, micros and millis, right? Here delay is nothing but you need to wait. Means you for temporarily you are waiting, right? In delay, the number you pass will be in terms of milliseconds, nothing but 10 power minus 3. For delay microseconds, it will be in terms of microseconds, nothing but 10 to the power of minus 6. Actually, this delay microseconds we are going to use to make work with ultrasonic sensors. And in remaining all the programs, we are going to use the delay function itself. Yes, and for sending data to some cloud, we'll give at least the 15,000 milliseconds, nothing but 15 seconds time gap. Next, coming to trigonometry, as you know, there are only three functions here, sine, cos, and tan. Yes. Now coming to character, there are various functions like if you are aware of Python programming, same functionality is alpha is nothing but whether the particular string consists all alphabet or it is a belongs to alphabet category or not. For a particular character we are going to check. Alphanumeric means it is a mixture of the alphabets as well as numbers. Is ASCII means within the ASCII value range we are going to verify. Is digit is nothing but whether it is a digit or not in a string we are going to check character wise. Similarly, we are having whether it is a lowercase or is uppercase or is white space or is a normal space and all we are going to check. Similarly, is printable, is hexadecimal digit and all we are going to verify. And next, these all are not required. Yes, for communication, we are going to use serial communication. Nothing but we are going to have serial.print, serial.println, println for a line. Print is used to get in the same line. Yes, and next for USB connection, we are going to use keyboard and mouse functions. Yes, now coming to the variables, constants, which means we can't change them. High and low for if you want for a condition you want to make LED to glow brightly, there you will say digital write off some that LED pin number and you will say high. High means to keep that particular device or some that particular actuator at high position. Nothing but it should work completely. For low means it should not work. And next coming to LED built-in is nothing but it is a digital pin 13 as per Arduino UNO and true and false are Boolean values. Yes. Next coming to conversions. Conversions you know type conversion and all right. For byte we are using byte unsigned int unsigned long. For character conversion char float int long word. These are all the normal functions. And next coming to data types. There are all the data types we have seen multiple times in various programming languages in float, long, short, double, char, byte, boolean, array, still double, unsigned char, unsigned in, void, and word. Here extrally the new thing which we hear is word. And next here uh, size underscore t and all are available. And variable scope and qualifiers will mostly will use the words constant static actually. Volatile is not required and scope also we are not going to use. Const we are using in some large programs because sometimes the pin may alter due to the complexity. So to not make it alter as per its own, to control it, we are going to use const for declaration. And in utilities, we are going to use only size of for knowing the size and all. Yes. Now coming to structure, all the operators, all you know. In Sketch, yes. In Arduino IDE, if you have seen in the previous lecture, I have already explained about the loop and setup function. Setup function will run for a single time, loop will run into an infinite loop. Coming to the control structure. Control structure, by the name itself, you can understand the selection statements, nothing but if, else, and all will be included. And looping statements are do while. For loop is also, you can use do for loop and while loop also. Yes, here those are there. Go to is also used, but I suggest not to go with go to, as you all know the drawback of go to. It will be some longer communication and it may misguide the information also. That's the reason we have introduced for loop, while loop, and do while loop and all. And coming to yes, coming to breaking statements, we are having break, continue, return. Break will terminate the loop, continue will terminate the current execution, and return use it to return the output. Yes, coming to the syntax. Uh, Yes, as include and as define. As define is nothing but for declarations also you can use. For suppose I will say int LED equals to 8. Here you can say as define LED 8. Both gives us similar working process, but here we will simply call it as definition section, as you are aware of programming concepts. And next we will include the libraries using as include some header file dot h, like that. Next, for single line command, double slashes you are going to use, semicolon for end of line. For opening of loops and conditional statements and all, we are going to use flower brackets similar to C and C++ programming. Now coming to the types of operators: arithmetic operators, comparison operators, Boolean operators, pointers. You are going to use this as string, and one more is ampersand. Bitwise operators. These compound operators are also called as assignment operators, because what you are performing here you can call it as assignment, increment assignment operator. Like that we can call them. These are also known, compound operators are also called as assignment operators. This is the structure. Next, coming to the coding part of the structure, every program must and should contain void setup, void loop. If you need some extra things, then you can use some extra functions. These are user-defined functions. These are inbuilt functions, void setup and void loop. These must be present as in C and C++ or in some Java programming or some Python programming. Out there will be the usage of main function. Similarly, void setup and void loop are like main functions to our Arduino programming. Firstly, void setup will run. Once it runs, based on the function calls and all, once the setup is done, then loop is going to be executed in infinite times. And if required, you can use other functions, nothing but the user-defined functions. For this, even you can keep void your name, my name, anything you can keep. These are known as user defined. These are the predefined functions. Their functionality is similar to main function. Yes. And now in description of video, I'm keeping the Arduino playlist. You all must watch at least few of connections and all, so that the next lectures, which we are going to discuss with Arduino, Ethernet and Arduino Wi-Fi shields, and one more thing is with Node MCU, so that you can understand easily. Otherwise, you can't even understand how to give connections also. So you must and should watch the Arduino playlist, which I am including in the description of this video. And one more thing, this PPT is also being included in description of video. Hope you all understood the programming preferences for Arduino and Node MCU. If you are facing any doubts, you can drop in the comment section. Thank you.